maybe somehow give the Dragon Riders a rough time, but ZOOS is just so consistent with those air attacks that the question really is there an answer for it?
And that's the big question. Ryuta coming in first, which we hadn't really seen that yet. Ryuta normally attacking a little bit later in the order, but that's not a big deal here. Ryuta's going to come in with the Hydra style attack here with the heavy dragons, and now setting everything up here. I didn't see the equipment if he's going with that Dragon Duke charge, but I don't see even any invisibility, so perhaps not.
Yeah, it seems like he's just setting up the Royal Champion with a Rage, which we see quite often as well nowadays. It is just to like get a quick stab at the base, make sure that you're setting up the pathing, funneling and such. That's exactly what he does right now. Look at that. He can now enter from this bottom right side, right in behind those fire spitters.
And you can see how serious that the ZOOS Esports team is taking that revenge tower. It was the high priority to get that out with that Royal Champion. Set up the funnel, set up the pathing, and get that revenge tower down right away. Now all those dragons are going to be in. He's going to try to collapse them in and bring them all towards the center of the base, right in behind all those sweepers, which is a beautiful position.
He has taken a bit of damage from that logger because he invested the totem quite late. But now merging in, getting towards that tower, he still has that minion prince ability. The Dragon Duke on the far left has the ability as well, and it's funneling those troops nicely. We have now the stun on the far left, but that core is dangerous.
Yes, it is. But he did have a rage in there, and there goes that dark orb to slow down the defenses and the queen on the back. That minion prince makes short work of the Duke here. He's got to get those dragons pushing through there. They're going to spread out just a little bit. I did hear a revive go off, and there goes the Duke right back in action. I mean, Itsu, this is looking really strong. Not too many defenses to shut this one down, and he's celebrating.
He is celebrating indeed, because on that back end, there's just not enough damage. There is not this revenge tower, which could somehow take those troops out. And this means that we have that first 3-star. And that's exactly what we just said. 83% versus other teams might be not the worst start into the match, but versus ZOOS, oh, that is the tough spot to be in.
And when you're already behind, you have to capitalize. I mean, that attack was right there on the cusp of being a 3-star. You really have to get that across the finish line and make it a 3-star. As we see Yada coming in with those patented super bowlers. I don't want to say patented, but I should say trademark, as Yada bowler is definitely a thing.
Wow, that Invis making sure that his queen healers are safe, but not turning the defending queen invisible was quite nice. Another Invis is invested to make sure that those healers are staying safe as well. He's triggering some traps, the same as the poison tower. Question now, is he going to recall? Ooh. Yes, he is. No healers lost so far. Maybe with the poison effect.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary there for a moment as that multi-gear tower was firing away. Now we're going to go ahead and just go right into the super bowlers. Ice Golem out in front to protect. He's got everything in early. Remember that poison tower was pulled early as well. So I love this open from Yada. And there we see the jump spell. And rather than the torch, he's going to just use that jump to direct traffic.
I think it's interesting that he's a fan of the troop launcher in this exact example. I would have expected to see the Sky Wagon, which we see so much more from the pros otherwise. But on this one so far, it looks quite promising. The jump is allowing him to delay that warden ability even longer. Then he can push into the rest of the base.
Great control here, and there goes that warden ability, which will allow those bowlers to get healed up. One bowler kind of goes astray there, but not the end of the world, as the big pack is still tight and together. Dragon Duke working there on the top side has to find a way to get through the monolith, and now with the queen moving into that compartment with her ability, she should be able to make short work of that monolith. Looking really strong here for Yada.
Yeah, getting that action figure in just a couple of seconds whenever he needs it. We have that stun blaster still looking strong. The baby dragon on the far right side to take down that ricochet cannon is amazing for him as well. We have one more freeze and a dream. The wall break would be there as well, but the action figure is making quick work of that wall. And that should be this second 3-star of ZOOS. We have just said it. You don't need high percentages against this team. You need 3-stars. Otherwise, it is just not looking good for you.
I was trying to look at the face cam to get Yada's reaction, and all I see is his knee kind of just blocking his head there. But then you see the arm raise of victory right there at the end, as Yada will get the 3-star on the board, and ZOOS Esports push even further ahead with another 3-star. Broadcast started today. Like
I think maybe 2 rotations, but
right, there's
one
growth.
already did, and ZOOS is.
I probably wouldn't 3-star. Maybe one time after, you know, Itzy coached me or something. But you're right. ZOOS are just playing on another level. I'm kind of hoping the MG kind of still have that attitude from yesterday where they're just kind of happy to be here. No big expectation. Because if you kind of have that mentality where you don't have that big expectation and you're kind of just going free flowing, you won't get as down on yourself. And then maybe that'll allow them to make some moves if they do push down to that lower bracket, which seems inevitable at this point with Kazuma attacking.
Yeah, let's see if the traps around the tunnel can have an impact here, because remember that base was already used yesterday a couple of times. I think top right of the tunnel is the tornado trap, if I remember correctly. Maybe they have changed the traps, but okay, the Duke is not even going there. But the base was used, I think, a couple of times yesterday, but was only attacked with ground. The invis, though, are not placed perfectly, so one of them being somewhat swagged, but he's getting just so much value.
I gotta say, man, your base recognition skills, like that's just so OP that you remember where the tornado trap possibly was on this base. Like, yeah, the base looks familiar to me. I'm like, yeah, that base might have got attacked. But the fact that you're calling out tornado trap positions, that's just OP. That is OP. Kazuma gets great value here from that Duke charge. Now he's going to go ahead and start from the top with that Royal Champion, looking just to clean up the value. And we saw him kind of do this yesterday, where he just lets that RC kind of just take a lot of damage and then almost go to Phoenix there and then finish up with the rocket spears. So it's kind of an awkward approach, but it seems to work for him.
Yeah, but that Tesla was really placed in a nice way, because it completely got the entire ability pretty much tanked and everything. So that was a really, really nice thing for the defender here. Question now, though, is does he have enough power to get the 3-star? Warden ability is going to be used right now. We have that minion prince then for the core, and the revenge tower is the scary part we have to take a look at.
Revenge tower gets overgrowth right there as we see the dark orb from the minion prince come in as well. If minion prince can get this monolith down, that'll be a huge pickup. Going to go ahead and invest the totem spell there just to make sure that that monolith is going to fall. You definitely don't want that staying up a little bit later in the tech, especially now with the Dragon Duke on the top side of the base. Remember, that monolith dealing extra damage based on HP, and it makes short work of any Dragon Duke. The big thing here is going to be the timing on the Revenge Tower. The Revenge Tower looks like it's going to be one of the last buildings to be taken out.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to stay up for quite some time, which is not the best thing for him to happen. We have Summon from the Dragons at the bottom side. The Duke on the far top right side is going across, but seems like he is not going to make it into the poison and as well Revenge Tower. That backhand looks so strong. But this is the thing. A fail, or at this point we should maybe call it a non-3-star for ZOOS Esports, is still like a 95% 2-star, which for other teams would be already a success. So yeah, it is tough.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the attacks. Their best attack for MG so far was 94, and we see Kazuma pushing up to 96. But I mean, even ZOOS,
where you want to cover the healers and the queen, but if you place it too far on the outside, it does not let you deploy the spells. So it can be tricky if something like that happens that far on the outside. So yeah, it is unfortunate. I don't wish this to anyone, but in the end it did happen. He was not able to recover it, and now we see Gaku with, I think, no, it is not his legend army, because I think he's not using a poison legend, but the super bonus with the recall queen charge, that is something he plays really well.
yeah, another one of these queen charge attacks that's just so hard and so skilled to pull off, but it's so fun when it works right. Gonna recall her, bring in the super bowlers a little bit later, but first, all the value needs to be obtained out of this compartment. Nice thing is that poison tower is dealt with, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And the full clan castle looks to be pulled here with the furnace mites now coming out.
Yeah, the poison is there. He's using now a totem to tank those headhunters and the fire mites, and as well lure the ice golem away. The ice golem on his own is popping, which means the headhunters are getting frozen. We see a rage right there. We have the queen fighting in there as well. He has lost that queen ability earlier on, and this means a few of those healers were taken care of as well. And oh, gosh, those healers are low.
Yes, one red air bomb and those healers can be taken out. Oh, what is the Warden doing? Okay, Warden's going to get back on track here. Some of those bowlers might get left behind here. If the Warden doesn't go over there and clip them, they're going to be stuck on the outside of the base, which is going to be very unfortunate for Gaku. Now they'll be able to step into that next compartment, but they really missed that surge into the middle.
They did. We have no more spells, and this seems to be Gaku falling short completely. That opening did not work. And that's always the big thing with those queen charges. If you do try to do them a little bit longer in the esports modifier, those defenses are dealing so much damage. And where, like, with the debuff on those heroes, Queen is not having the highest hit points of those heroes, so she's going down so quick, and that has cost him quite a bit. And yeah, it's another. I'm surprised that MG is rerunning so many bases. I think we had seen this base yesterday where the monolith was reachable from the air defense compartment. I can't remember who did the queen charge, but yeah, in the final, and if they can somehow get back the energy from that last attack for the lower bracket match they still have later today, I still think they could maybe get back into that finals and force and somehow maybe challenge ZOOS in that grand final rematch then. But for now, we're watching the perfect man ride himself. Stars has not failed a single attack just yet.
Not a single attack throughout this whole qualifier. All three stages, Stars has been perfect. It is really nice seeing a little glimpse of what we saw yesterday from MG. We did have Amkar be really close with that 94, but finally getting on the board with a 3-star definitely feels good. Knowing that they're going to move down to that lower bracket, they'll get a little bit of momentum on their side. At this point, a 1-star, the Town Hall down, secures the victory, but let's be honest, it's Stars. We know Stars wants to keep that perfect streak alive. He has not missed at all. Gonna have to deal with these headhunters and those archers, and the explosion will do just so.
Is he now the... Wait, is it intended that he's having the minion prints there?
Didn't
or was
feel
that
like
a
that was right.
misdeployment?
Yeah, that felt like a
kind of
misclick.
strange. So I didn't know that he can misdeploy something. That man is usually always picture perfect with his deployments. Maybe it's just something which we cannot really understand, which is just so on such a high level. But at least for now, things are looking great because that Roger Minion Prince combination has taken care of a lot of that right side of the base already. He could use other spells to support him, but for now, it's only the Dragon Riders.
Dragon Riders have to push through all these heavy defenses. You see the overgrowth there on the back. I did hear the revive click, and there goes the Dragon Duke coming back as well. So he'll join up with all these riders, and once that sweeper gets taken out right now, he'll be able to push in with least resistance. The big thing here is those riders need to tank that monolith for the Dragon Duke.
The monolith, though, is defending itself, shooting down Dragon Rider after Dragon Rider, and this means the streak has an end. The one mistap had actually an impact on the attack. I would have loved to see the attack, see like how it would have ended without that minion prince on the far right side. But overall, it still means that we're going to have ZOOS in that grand final. 12 stars total to the 10 stars on the other side. A really explosive start to the match, but after that, they slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a mistap there on the Minion Prince. I mean, you saw the ability of the Dark Orb shoot over and really get nothing. So yeah, we're left to wonder, what if that Minion Prince didn't get misclicked there? You think that Dark Orb would be enough to slow down that monolith and allow him to get through there? Not to mention the meteors coming in from that meteor staff. May have been enough. I mean, still 85% on a misclicked hero.